Afternoon, Joe Tant from the Greater Port Arthur Chamber of Commerce. Very excited today to bring you to our annual Leadership Luncheon, where we'll be hearing from folks from the Port of Port Arthur Independent School District, Large State College Port Arthur, and a special presentation from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and our very own Speaker of the House. It's very important that we bring these entities together for 2 to 3 minutes to tell our community, our city, and our area what's going on and what is important to Southeast Texans. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us and look forward to seeing you again.
So Susan was like, you know,
member of the Port Arthur Chamber of Commerce Board, and also a community affairs representative for Port Arthur LNG. And I hope you guys have been reading about all the wonderful things that Port Arthur LNG has been doing in the community. We just had our Environmental Champions Award reception last week, I think it was, and have some amazing environmental stewardship and sustainability projects that we're promoting in the region. So
we have this year we had about 10, but this year we have another Gates Scholarship winner, and the Gates Scholarship is from the Bill Gates and Melinda Scholarship. In 1999, they put $1 million in a grant, and out of 53,000 applicants, we have one of our students that qualified for Gates. And what makes that so unique, they can use that Gates Scholarship from bachelor's, master's, to doctorate. And they're paid full ride. Everything is paid. Everything is calm today. Everything is calm today. I'm not going to speak about tomorrow, but today we're good. Thank you.
also under construction is going to be the Monroe Building. It's one of the older buildings on our campus, and we are in the process of vacating the building right now. So my office is no longer in that building. I'm hanging out in the library. So did complete and have a grand opening for our CDL Center in the last year or so. That center is growing and getting very, very busy, and we actually have CDL training going on across the state. So we're right now working on an agreement to provide training in East Texas. We have a training site in the Dallas area and just all over the state. So Dr. Stafford is very busy with that.
One of the things that is very important and what is weighing down Texas schools is that people do not have an awareness of autism and what it is doing to our community and what it is doing to our schools. A lot of you have heard, I have a godson, his name is Peyton, who is autistic. And also one of my staffers, Lorena, she has a son who is my godson, who is autistic. It's happened for a reason. And if we know that these children are going to become adults who are hyper-technical, who can focus and just need a little bit of help in certain areas, these are going to be the people that are going to work in our future plans, work for our schools, work in our legislators, are going to be our doctors and our lawyers. And what we need to be making sure is we need to be finding out what exactly do children who have autism need so that we can help our schools.
We're a taxing jurisdiction. And our jurisdiction goes from Intercoastal Canal to the jetties. And the companies located, the projects located in our jurisdiction are Golden Pass LNG, Port Arthur LNG, as well as a company called One Oak. And as we all know, that Port Arthur LNG has had a pause for their phase 2, but we're hoping that can get going because it's going to be a major issue related to the expansion of the Sabine Pass Port Authority.
When I was 18, back in 1977, our industry has always been focused on safety. And one of the things that's important is this is not just about 200 people in Sabine Pass. It's about the thousands of workers that work at Port Arthur LNG and One Oak, as well as at Golden Pass.
For the opportunity to share a few very important partnerships that support a prosperous future for our community. Motiva's corporate social responsibility focuses on 3 pillars: community development, education and training, and health, safety, and environmental stewardship. All over to stop and learn about our area and why we call it home. I invite the Museum of the Gulf Coast Director, Tom Neal, to help share about the expansion project.
This project are used in this country's defenses this day, and it's used because it's lighter, stronger, and harder in material. Considering his love for saving, he began to incorporate the use of this new material in sailboats. He was then asked to use the design and materials to change world-winning America's Cup racing boats by philanthropist Ted Turner. This past month, I'm happy to say we garnered some work from a man who has about 5 green earth foundations. He called our project Capital, and thanks to the Motiva's inspiration to lead out in this, donated $100,000 toward our goal. Mr. Ted Turner of Turner Industries was that person who stepped forward.
Coastal Conservation's Mick Cowart will update us on the artificial reef project and the exciting next phase for 2024.
Thank you very much, Claire. Over probably the last 8 to 7 decades, one of the largest artificial reefs actually supports biomass, marine biomass in the world, was being constructed and developed. Of course, that was the oil and gas platforms that we have in the Gulf of Mexico. About 2018, several of us started kind of getting more and more aware of the loss of this habitat and the critical impact it's going to have, not necessarily on just recreational fishing, but commercial fishing as well as our marine ecosystems. So we formed a nonprofit called Friends of the Sabine Pass Reefs. We modeled it after the only such endeavor that they had down in the Rio Grande Valley that was also seeing loss of habitat. So we formed this nonprofit and started trying to work on what we could do actively on the upper Texas coast to start developing and creating more marine habitat.
Now, in my new role that I've been in for quite some time, I was promoted up to DC's rankings with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce for the work that I did when I was in Southwest Louisiana. I was selected to be their vice president of this great region. We cover 8 states. Some are alike, some are not alike, but I have a dynamic staff of 1 that many of you have probably met. And between the 2 of us, we managed to get around and get a lot of things done. Largest lobbying organizations in the country. We handle issues based upon many of the things that we know and truly love here, but other issues that don't impact us at all, but are very important to others around the country. And because of our relationships with our local partners, we value all of the Chamber's relationships that we have across this country. I have the privilege of working with many of the chambers and business leaders across our region and many of the congressional members as well, and so we really value that. And so to that note, I want to say congratulations to Joe, and thank you for his continued leadership and in his new role. I know you're going to do great things here as you expand your vision for this community, so congratulations to you for that.
There are 27 5-star accredited chambers in Texas, and we are one of them. Thank you very much for your help.
Again, like Joe said, my name is Justin Fisk, and I'm with Chevron, specifically America's Products, even more specifically our Port Arthur lubricants plant. Not to be confused, though, with our good friends and distant relatives over at Chevron Phillips. Nice working relationship, 2 different entities. Kim is a solo practitioner attorney, and together they have 4 sons. He and his family reside together in Southeast Texas, where Speaker Phelan was born and raised. And now I introduce to you Speaker of the Texas House of Representatives, Dave Phelan.
technically now foreign nations. It was a tool in the toolbox. And in 2021, the House tried to pass it. We tried to pass it. We tried to pass it for another 10 years. Then we tried to pass it for 2 years, so there'll be some certainty, and we can compete with Lake Charles and others. I mean, I represent all of Orange County. Trust me, it's hard to compete against Lake Charles. Try it. Good luck. Our tax development tools are for 10 years. They're 20 years in Louisiana. Well, guess what? You go out in the middle of Odessa, I mean, that's the oil and gas play that's a lot of feedstock for everything that happens right here in Southeast Texas. And they have no water. And they went for like 10 days in Odessa with no potable water. Their infrastructure is shut down. And so rather than coming out to East Texas and taking our water without a willing buyer or seller, without a willing seller but maybe a willing buyer, we're going to allow them to have use of this fund and develop their own water infrastructure. And hopefully stay out of Southeast Texas. Stay out of the Sabine and Neches basins, right? We put about $5 million into the broadband fund to get broadband across the state of Texas. And that's important for rural Texas. And believe it or not, you're in rural Texas right now, whether you know it or not. If you're not in Austin, San Antonio, Houston, or DFW, if you're not in that triangle, you're in rural Texas. And if you think it's bad now, I remind people of this all the time. Wait till TxDOT removes the I-1069 interchange in your downtown Belmont. That is a $500 million, 7-year project. Yeah. So, have fun with that, right? I won't be in office in 7 years, I can guarantee you that. Call Christian Manuel if you've got a problem with the I-1069 interchange. But it is a long time overdue, just like what's happening around here at the Cloverleaf is a long time overdue. Talk about the healthcare policy wins in the Texas House. We prioritize them, we deliver upon them. Couldn't be more proud of the mental health, behavioral health hospital we're getting now in Southeast Texas for the first time since 1966 on Fannin Street in Beaumont. If you go over there right now and listen, Baptist of Southeast Texas has done a wonderful job delivering healthcare, mental health, behavioral health needs over many, many decades. But if you walk in that hospital, you feel like you're walking in 1966.
Perfect. Thank you. You got it, Mr. Wright? Yes, sir, Mr. Neal.